Hey, do you guys like video games?
Yeah, my mom took away my Xbox, though.
Oh, Mustafa, do you?
Never. Is that the one with the pig?
Is that the one with the pig?
Hey, welcome to Massive Podcast. How's it going, Mustafa?
Me specific?
Yeah, specifically you.
Planning a coup.
Exciting.
I mean,
We'll move on. Jeremy,
things have been cool, is what I meant
Jeremy,
to say.
how are you?
I'm quite well. Quite well, thanks for asking.
So, Jeremy, what makes you qualified to talk about video games?
Well, let me just say, first off, I'm in my third year of education here at SNHU. I'm a game art and development major.
Pretty big one.
And in my personal time, I spend a lot of time programming and making games, so I'd say I'm pretty qualified to be here.
Have you played one?
I haven't played a game yet, but I have made plenty.
Right.
Okay.
I've played a game.
How
Which
was it?
one?
It was fun. I played Call of Duty.
Oh,
For the original
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mustafa, who are you to talk about video games?
who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I?
Okay, never mind. You know what?
I am.
moving
No,
on.
no, I'm the. I am. I used to review games on a blog. I study game art. You know, I play a lot of games. I know principles of design pretty well, I would say.
Nice.
So,
You read that book. What was it called?
Paid to Play,
Pay to Play.
Guide to a Gaming Career.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Jeremy, what does it say on the top of your microphone? Mine
Oh, the
says
top of my
one.
microphone says 3.
Zuri. Okay, so Mustafa's 2.
I am too. Yeah.
I'm turning you down a little because for some reason you're way louder. So why don't you?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I don't want you to talk.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. I'll see you later. Yeah, your waves look good now, so
Fantastic.
thank you.
Let's get the show on the road.
Let's do it. Enough chit chat. Let's chit chat about games.
Exactly.
We're gonna go. Intro done.
Cool.
Game news. Game of the week.
Nice.
We should have all been ready with that.
Nice.
One of us
I'm ready.
isn't ready.
You'll find out after the commercial break.
And then we'll have a club recap and kind of just whatever's going on at SNU. So first thing I have for gaming news is that PlayStation has confirmed PS2 emulation for the PS4.
Yes. Very exciting.
Oh, and if you haven't been able to guess yet, my voice is different because I've been sick. So I'm gonna let you guys do the primary talking.
That's a-okay.
So Jeremy, what do you know
So
about
that's very
emulation?
exciting. The main thing about the PlayStation 4 is that for whatever reason, there just are not that many games out for it yet. What I think is really interesting, and what we saw with the last generation of consoles, as is typical for all consoles, it takes a while for the console to get a large library. It takes a while for games to be made and sold. But for the last generation of consoles, Xbox 360, PS3, and the Nintendo Wii, they could all play games from the previous console. The original PS3 could actually play PS1 and PS2 games, which meant that while you're waiting, you have your few PS3 games. You can still play through Crash Bandicoot and Sly Fox and all those great old games that you had, and they work. Especially with the Wii U, while you're waiting for Wii U games to come out, there's 1,000 great Wii games, and we haven't had that with the Xbox One and the PS4 until now.
Do you know why they haven't had it yet?
Primarily a change in architecture. Old console architecture, if I'm not mistaken, was designed around this thing called PowerPC, which was old and bad. Computers are designed around x86 architecture, as are current generation consoles. This architecture is good because of the fact that it's similar to computers, it's easier to develop for, and it can make better use of its powerful hardware. The only problem with that, though, with the PS3, it was very similar to the PS1 and the PS2, so it basically had just little versions of those consoles physically inside of them. It's hard to make an old game run on something new, but if anyone listening is into PC gaming, you know that emulation is a thing that's been around for a long time, where you basically write a program that makes your console pretend that it's a different console, and then you can load old games into them, and that's exactly what the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are doing now. They just wrote emulators to run those old games.
Yeah. I remember when the consoles were coming out, there was a Reddit thread that was like, why is there no backwards compatibility? And someone's like, hey, I made consoles, and it's because imagine trying to make an put an Xbox 360 into an Xbox One.
Yeah.
It's so hard and it takes
Exactly.
up like so much room and that kind
And
of
resources.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but it's
Yeah,
cool
I
that they
wonder-
figured it out now.
I'm very excited. So in the little article over there that you have,
Yep.
because I remember when it was first announced, they hadn't had a lot of details. Do you know if it's like you have to buy the game digitally and then download it, like with the Nintendo Wii or Wii U, or do I just pop the disc in and then it like plays that way?
That's a great question.
I've heard digital.
I would
what I've
imagine
heard.
digital.
Mhm.
I don't know though. But like, why wouldn't you be able to do
Just
disc?
pop it in.
Yeah.
I guess that depends entirely on how it emulates. Because if you're only buying it and downloading it, it's not necessarily emulating as much as it is they ported the game. You know, like if I'm not mistaken, with the Xbox One, the games that work, you're pretty much just putting the disc in as DRM. Like you put the disc in, it downloads all the data, and then it runs it on its little Xbox 360 emulator, and you just pop that disc in to prove that you own the game, which is
here we
cool.
go.
So you don't have to buy it again.
At the very end of the article, it says, "Will you have to buy?" I'll read the whole thing. Sony's comments indicate that the PS2 to PS4 initiative is bigger than just the Star Wars bonus games. They were talking about Star Wars. The big question is, how will the emulation work when it goes wide? Will it just be limited to bonus features? Will you have to buy the game from the PlayStation Digital Store? Or will you also be able to insert a PlayStation 2 disc into your PS4 and play it? And they said Sony, as stated above, declined to comment further on its intentions.
So it's a mystery for
Who
now.
knows?
Just plain don't know. That's exciting.
I'm very excited to see what happens because there are so many great PS2 games that I would love to be able to play again. Like I would love to give Katamari another playthrough. I did that 2 years ago, and they haven't ported it to PS4, so I just kind of have to wait and hope that I can emulate it.
I'm gonna sound like a meanie and say this is not impressive for me because the Xbox One has Xbox 360 backwards compatibility.
Yeah, and this
Why
does not
it
have
a
PS3?
This is not exciting for me at all.
That's
mean,
very
It's
true.
cool, but I don't. It's not, and it's not good enough.
Well,
really.
I think
point.
I think what it is that what's the appeal of the virtual console and the Wii U? You know, it's not so much that ooh wow, it's really cool that the Wii U can play NES games. It's that ooh wow, these NES games are really good, and I'm excited to be able to play them on this form.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think
PS2
that
has so many
PS2
good games.
PS2 literally has the most extensive video game library in the history of the industry, and it's got some of the best titles of all time. So I think that people are more excited to have access to these games than they are at the prospect of the emulation itself.
That's a good point.
And while it's true that Xbox does have backwards compatibility, in my opinion, backwards compatibility is a feature. It shouldn't be an expectation for a console. Because, I mean, if it's not advertised that way, then why are you expecting something that you were never sort of offered?
Yeah. Okay. Opinions are out there.
Good thoughts going around.
Yeah. So, Jeremy, I found this morning, and you also looked into it. Namco's patent on interactive loading screens
Yes.
is over.
Yes,
Or
it's
ending.
finally over.
Yeah.
So I don't remember when they got the patent, but basically, if you ever played any of the older Dragon Ball Z Budokai games,
Oh,
you may remember
yeah.
that when you would go to load like your stage or load your game, there was like this little mini game you could play where there were like squares or balls or something. You could move the stick to smack them, and it was like a fun little reflex game. It didn't do anything, and it didn't impact how the game went, but it was just fun. Like it was a cool way to kill time while you're waiting for the game to load, which is way better than just like fiddling around on your phone. And Namco Bandai patented that, so nobody else could do it, and no one's been able to for years and years and years, and that finally ended. And an example of a company that did a workaround in Splatoon made by Nintendo. It's not technically a loading screen minigame, because when you're doing the public matchmaking for that game, on the gamepad you get to play like a little jumping game, similar to, what's the name of that app jumping game?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Doodle Jump. It's similar to like Doodle Jump, but you play it on the gamepad while you wait. They got around it because you're not actually loading into the game. It's like matchmaking, so it doesn't count.
Right.
But that's so brilliant, right? Instead of me just sitting there staring at the screen, waiting for the game to find me people and then load me into the game, I get to play a fun little game, and I don't even notice the fact that 30 seconds have gone by because I'm having fun while I wait. I'm so excited to. I hope that more and more games keep doing this.
What a weird thing to patent, though.
I know. What a strange thing to
Awful
patent.
thing to patent. It's
How
clever
dare
though.
they?
It's like, well, all of our games have games in the loading screen, so buy our games.
Yeah, which, I mean, they don't need to because Namco Bandai makes baller games.
Yeah, they don't need that anyways.
The U.S. patent 5718632.
Hope you wrote that down,
Yep.
listener.
Yep, there will be a quiz.
Yeah.
Filed on 2 days before my very first birthday was November 27th, 1995. So it's over
man.
by 4 days because they go
So
for,
exciting.
what, 20 years? Yeah, 20 years. So,
That's so exciting.
booyah. It's done. So in celebration,
That wasn't very long ago that it was your birthday either.
Yeah, also, happy birthday to the host of the show,
Yeah.
James
Oh.
Cowan, had his birthday a few days ago.
Are you proud of that, buddy?
I
You didn't earn it.
also, happy Thanksgiving to all listeners. Sorry we weren't on last week.
Happy
Because
Thanksgiving.
I did
We were
say
wrong.
we'll be back next week, but we weren't, and that was a lie.
Because
and I'm
we were
very
in
sorry.
different states.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Though. Lie to them.
Yeah, I can lie them.
But anyways, isn't it true that there's like a game jam or something
Correct.
in
In
celebration?
celebration, they're gonna make a game jam. I think for a competition, and some of the game jam games will be used in loading screens for
or
whoever
whatever.
knows.
That's so cool. Well, even just as like a company, there's now this wealth of ideas for loading screen mini games from game jams. So they're not even like patented or like that you can just look to get inspiration from. Steal, I guess. Stealing is bad. I wouldn't normally say it, but in a case like this, for something that I want to see more of,
Yeah.
it's cool to be able to just look and be like, I like that. Let's put that as our little loading game while we wait. Because as games get bigger and bigger, the fact of the matter is just that all consoles do not have super fast hard drives. You know, they don't have solid state drives. Even if you're a PC gamer, if you want your gaming hard drive to be a solid state drive, that's very, very expensive. My solid state drive is only for my operating system, so loading times take a long, long time because game data is huge now. Like when I open up Fallout, it's probably from the time I smash enter to finish loading and getting in game, probably close to like a minute.
Yeah.
I remember when Bloodborne came out on PlayStation 4, when you would teleport to a new area, the loading screen was probably 30 to 45 seconds. That's a long time, and there's not a whole lot we can do about that just because that's the fact of the matter. So while we're doing that, why not play a little game? Why not, like, wait, I know Assassin's Creed, they would, not necessarily a game, they would just plop you into an area where you could run around.
Yeah,
And
and I
it was
know
cool, because it killed time.
Fallout and Skyrim gave you a little model that you could look at.
Yeah, like you can
Taking
spin
another game.
around, which is
Yeah, I can't believe
kind of
that.
fun.
That's the reason there aren't more loading screen games. is
Yeah,
because
simply because it was patented.
Yeah, I remember one game I played. It was like a racing game. It had Pong while you waited, and I wonder if that had to have been a Namco game.
Or if they just did it illegally.
Yeah, if they did it, because it was a very popular game. I don't remember which one it was, but
It's genius. You want to see more of it, I think it's
hope
fantastic.
every game this should be a requirement for a game is to have some kind of interactive loading screen. I think that was the thing was interactive loading screens. Which is weird because that Fallout model that you can move around
It is kind of interactive.
interactive,
It
but I
spins on
don't-
its own.
I think-
I think it's.
It
I,
wouldn't
I think
stand
it
up
could be
in court of
argued
law.
though what qualifies as interactive
Yeah.
and what
Yeah.
doesn't. Because in a video game setting, being able to move a camera and that's all you can do is not interactive.
But yeah, I'd love to see more like creative loading screen mini games. That's so exciting.
Yep. Here's a little thing to discuss. Possibly something we could bring to the next gaming club, game design club.
Before we
discussion.
move on to Game Design Club, we should do the
Uh-oh.
announcement for Friday.
I'm
But
not
we'll
sure.
finish gaming news
Okay.
now. I just wanted to say.
Sure. Is so games increasing their prices before Christmas holiday sales?
Yeah.
Only to drop them in the sales.
Yeah.
So like a game that's usually $25 increases to $35 only to have a sale
Yeah,
on a game. So it seems like you're saving money.
it's genius.
It's genius or evil?
Stupid. Well, so it's not like games are the first people to do this. Like retail stores do this all the time. Even not for things like Black Friday, they'll get like a shirt that's normally $25 and they'll say that it retails at like 60. So it's constantly you're saving like a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. I think it's cheap. I don't know how effective it is against consumers, especially in video games where a game is normally $60. So if you say that it's not normally $60 and now you're selling it for $60, it's like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
But I think it would be more along lines for games that are older and are being sold for under.
That's true. Like, yeah, like 20 and 30. Something that's similar, actually, and bugs the crap out of me. Shadow of Mordor, which is a really, really cool game that I played on someone else's machine. I wanted to buy it. The thing, though, on Steam, I don't know if this is true for other console markets, but on Steam at least, Shadow of Mordor, the game itself, is not sold alone. Only the Game of the Year edition is sold, because the game plus all the DLC would equal to about $60. So instead of selling a game for like $40 or $30 because it's a few years old now, and then the Game of the Year edition for $60, they only sell the Game of the Year edition now, and so they can still sell the game for $60 without losing anything.
That's kind of clever. It's kind of the solution, like a cheap solution to the how come games release and then have a little DLC.
Exactly, but there's no way to get just the game. You can only buy the Game of the Year edition.
Weird.
I don't like that.
I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that because I've never heard of
I feel negatively about that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Something to think about. It's economics are like the most like annoying thing because it's like, well, they're making money and it's working for them, so I guess I can't really complain. It's not my company. I don't really want the most amount of money possible. That's like Apple. Well, I think all cell phone companies do it. They release, new software updates that slow down the old phones, so people have to buy new ones. Like, that's so evil, but then again, they have to make this money, so you can't really complain. Moving on. So there is a rumor, for those who are Rockstar game fans, that someone, I think, in a Reddit interview hinted at the next project for Rockstar. And everyone's thinking it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, dang!
The question was, or the forum was, Danny Ross answering questions in some kind of sub. I don't remember which one. And someone said, "Hey, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. What's Rockstar's next thing?" And his answer was, "Really, dumbass? Really? 2." And everyone was like, what? But he capitalized RDR2.
Oh, wow.
And so the guy who responded was like, oh, I get it. I see what you did there. And that was like, no.
That's pretty awesome.
So that's as much information as you get. I think there were a couple other things, but that was the biggest.
If that is true, that would be super cool. I know everyone's been waiting. Everyone's been wanting another Red Dead Redemption.
I liked the first one. I especially like the zombie part. But
very clever.
I can't imagine how it could be better than GTA 5.
Well, that's the thing. We all thought GTA 4 was fantastic, and how could 5 get any better?
Yeah.
And then it did.
Well, the thing is, 5 is amazing because there's cars and golfing and tennis and planes and shooting. But Red Dead is horses and a desert.
That's true. I mean, maybe a different location.
Yeah, that's true.
With a bit more variation, like over in California, where you can have deserty areas, lush areas, cold areas, high up into mountains, and also beach areas.
We'll see.
Which is still sort of fitting in the 1800s Wild West theme.
Yeah, I know my brother and I's favorite part about Red Dead Redemption is his brother's name is Bill Williamson, which means his brother's name is William Williamson. Anyway, Jeremy, what you know about Eve?
Eve Online?
Yeah.
A decent amount.
My
I like
favorite,
to follow their stories.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite things in the gaming community is when an Eve story pops up that's like, hey, this is going on right now at Eve, and it's crazy. It's making headlines. Thousands of dollars in damage is being done.
Eve Online is the only multiplayer game that I think truly allows amazing interactions between players and groups of people. In my opinion, it's the only true role-playing game out there, with just their sheer amount of openness and like ability to do whatever you want that they give to the players. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
assume that
absolutely.
you're talking about the new story about what some guy did to the leader of Goon Squad.
Yes, exactly.
So people who don't know, I'll do a quick TLDR.
I don't know the story. I just know the
Oh,
headline. I
that's
read
okay.
it and I didn't understand it, but
That's all right.
yeah,
I read
go
through.
ahead and give as much information.
So, quick introduction. EVE Online is a very old, been around for a very long time, massively multiplayer online games about space. Their players are able to do anything. There are like no NPCs, pretty much. I'll say there are pretty much no NPCs in the game. The economy is completely controlled by things that players harvest and manufacture and then sell. So the entire game is run by players, and there's an insane amount of stuff that players can do. As players can form the equivalent of guilds called corporations, and corporations can form together to make conglomerates of corporations that are massive, powerful people. One of these is called Goon Squad. They're one of like the biggest people. I think that they're like 40,000 players strong. It's an insane amount of people are part of Goon Squad, and they've been trying to raise money to push this like crappy book that the community's been like making fun of them about. And in an effort to sort of raise all around, the CEO of Goon Squad wanted to take over a faction by like a different corporation that's been making fun of them, making dank memes about their failure. So in EVE, do you want to do that? So there's a certain window of time where someone's controlled space area is vulnerable to attack. And the person that owns that area can set that vulnerability window, depending on like what time zones they live in. So if you're in Australia, obviously you want it to be set at some time where you could be awake and defend yourself. If you're in the States, you'd want to set it to like Eastern or something. So every like week or something or month, there's a State of Goonion address, which is like a live stream where the head of Goon Squad will talk about all the stuff that they're doing, and during the State of the Goonion, their head said they were going to attack this other faction within like an hour and take them out, just to like raise morale and like be like big and strong and stuff.
And also raise funds for that.
Yeah, and also raise funds.
Yeah,
to kind of garner attention.
Yeah.
A few days prior, though, the leader of the faction that Goon Squad wanted to take out heard about this and changed the time window where he would be available to be attacked to the Australian time. Like, meaning that Goon Squad would have to stay up until like 4 a.m. or something ridiculous to go attack them. So the leader of Goon Squad is doing this to the Goon, he doesn't know about this because he's talking all this trash. And then mid-speech, and someone interrupts him and is like, just want to let you know, they're going to change when we can attack them, and it's not in an hour from now. So it's like really, really late at night. We're not going to be awake. And he's like, clever girls. Totally humiliate the guy, and then everyone eventually shows up, and the guy would actually like move all of his stuff for his corporation. There's nothing in controlled space that they want to take over. Totally humiliating Goon Squad.
Jeez.
And this is something that could never happen in any other MMO. So that's like most MMOs are basically theme parks, and this is something that's so open, so sandbox that it allows for these crazy kinds of interactions.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, I kind of got that same. I think that's what happens. It was very funny. I love EVE. I can't play it because it's way too big for me.
It's like a spreadsheet simulator. Actually, playing the game are very hard.
Yeah. So just hearing the stories of the people on West Minecraft play it, go war and then spend that money. Oh, it's so cool. So yeah, that's EVE for you. In case you haven't been following the kind of thing. Guess what's free? It's a free game. You want a free game, Mustafa? This is the kind of game. Jade Empire.
Oh yeah.
You played it?
No, I haven't.
It's free. RPG action adventure game.
Okay.
Here's the description. The ancient mysterious world of Jade Empire You train a master spiritual ally and powerful martial arts and mystical powers.
It's an old BioWare action RPG, predating like Mass Effect. That was written in the original Xbox. I'm super excited about this because my brother and I were given an original Xbox by his friend. We got like a bunch of old games. Jade Empire, one game that I always wanted to play. But an hour into the game, the disc was too scratched. So I'm very excited to finally play it. The free game version. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so grab it now. It's on the house. I don't know how long, but
I think they normally last about a month.
Today.
Yeah,
I don't know. This is on your list. There's a pretty big game launch this week.
Let's hear it.
Friday, December 4th, Xenoblade Chronicles X for Wii U will be hitting the market. And I'm gonna do a brief spiel about that.
Go right on.
So for anyone who hasn't played the original Xenoblade Chronicles, it is this gigantic open world RPG, very narrative driven, with a lot of party members and very action based combat where your position in comparison to your enemy is very important to the moves that you can do. And so it's like this it's sort of real time, but also has a lot of strategy elements to it. And that came out for Wii a couple years ago, and they ported it to 3DS earlier this year. And now the sequel for Wii U takes place on this awesome planet, and it's like this huge, beautiful HD open world that you can explore either by yourself, with party members, or in a giant mech suit. So yeah, and it can transform between something that flies, or it can turn into like a little car, and it's really cool. From what I've heard, there's like an incredible amount of party members, surpassing the dozens that you can work with. So yeah, you get to sort of explore this pretty crazy space, and story's supposed to be really good. Soundtrack so far super stellar.
Jeez.
I pre-ordered it, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, too bad you won't be able to play it.
Yeah.
Because there's something else coming up. But hey, guess what came out yesterday? I thought it was coming out tomorrow. It came out yesterday.
What?
Just Cause 3.
Yes, it did.
So I'm excited for that because I 100%ed Just Cause 2, and that was incredible.
I was looking through the reviews on Steam.
Yep.
Right now, it's having some really bad optimization issues with Radeon graphics cards. So if you're looking to get that game on PC, but you're running a Radeon card, maybe wait just a little while. There will probably be a patch that comes out and fixes that. It also doesn't support more than one video card at a time. So if you have like one 980 or something, you'll be good to go. But if you're running like two less powerful cards, you might have some issues running the game. However, if you're looking to buy the game on console, disregard everything I said.
Yeah, looks like, I just googled it, it looks like, yeah, some problems. But hey, hopefully they'll be panned out in a couple of days.
Yeah, thankfully we do live in a time where if a game isn't perfect on launch, that's fine, because patches and updates are like the expected in today's industry.
Yeah, that is on my Christmas list big time. So hopefully I'll be playing that by year's end. Remember Bloodborne?
Heck yeah, I remember Bloodborne.
They had an emergency server maintenance issue, so the servers are down. Can you play that game without the internet?
Yeah, you can play offline.
Okay, because I know it's always like there's people running around. Like,
yeah, you can be invaded. You can go into people's worlds. You can get help. You can help others, but you can play offline mode, and the game is just the same. You just can't get help.
Yeah, so their servers are down, and they said it might be for a few days.
Heck.
They're not sure why they went down. I mean, they obviously took them down because of maintenance, but they're not sure what is going on. And it sucks because they just had a bunch of add-ons.
Yeah, the Old Hunters, I believe. Was that the name of the DLC? I cannot remember because I did not get it. But yeah, Bloodborne just had a new pack of DLC that just came out that added a new area and a bunch of bosses and stuff.
Yeah. So, not a great time to be down, but at least you can play it by yourself still.
Mm-hmm.
It is mostly a single-player game, but you can sometimes hop online.
You don't have to get online for anything in the whole game.
Yeah, it looks like the Old Hunters is the name of the add-on that they just had.
Radical.
And coming up on the final stretch here. Ooh, Fallout New Vegas engine. Why does someone keep hitting our door?
I don't know.
So for
Oh,
you
it's-
listeners,
Oh, they're having a little game.
people
with our
are
door.
playing actual
Really?
golf outside of
Yeah,
the booth.
people are
So if you're
hitting our
hearing
door.
if you're hearing that thumping noise, it is people playing again actual real golf outside of this radio booth.
Oh, yeah, we just occasionally hear a knock at the door. Anyway,
Bizarre.
so the Fallout modding community is going bananas because they're using the New Vegas engine to recreate Fallout 1.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's called Fallout The Story. So there's a video online of some gameplay of it. I don't know when it's gonna be done, or if it's just always like a work in progress, like an
It's
early
probably
access kind of deal.
been something that's been working on or been worked on for a while, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like Skywind, which is a Morrowind being remade in the Skyrim engine.
Ooh.
Something that I
Tight.
think is a bummer is that they're remaking Fallout 1 in the New Vegas engine when Fallout 4 just came out,
Yeah.
which is using the Skyrim engine but 4 FPSs, and it's so much better than the New Vegas engine.
Yeah, I would have.
What a shame.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame, but
They've probably been working on it since before Fallout 4, I
Yeah.
would imagine.
so if you're hard into the Fallout community and the modding community, then you're all about this.
Oh, and one more quick one.
Go for it.
People that like the game Don't Starve, which is a really cool little single-player or multiplayer survival game. The Shipwrecked DLC just became available on Steam yesterday.
That's
Today's
cool.
the 2nd, correct? Yep, it just came out yesterday. Shipwrecked adds a bunch of biomes. It adds new playable characters, new creatures, new mechanics, new inventions you can make, and seasonal effects. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. I do believe it is $5 on Steam. So if you're into
$5,
that
cool.
game, that's now available for you.
I
Yeah.
also have a small little tidbit about Super Mario Maker. They actually have been adding some event courses to the game.
What is
that?
that?
Are they're basically made either by developers or by like Japanese TV personalities, and by completing them, you get special limited edition costumes for
Cool.
8-bit Mario. They're coming out with one soon that is going to be based on Paper Mario for the upcoming Mario and Luigi Paper Jam.
Wow.
Also, one more thing. Hey, you were just talking about the modding community. This is a pretty big piece of news. Project M, the Super
Yes.
Smash Bros. Brawl mod, is no longer being developed.
Oh.
The last version they came up with, they're considering the final, and they'll no longer continue work on it because they want to move on and do perhaps their own projects.
That is awesome.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Project M is a mod for Smash Bros. Brawl that is made to accommodate the try-hard nature of pro Melee players. And it basically takes Brawl's physics and makes them more like Melee, and it returns characters like Roy and Mewtwo. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. They did a lot of big work. It was like held at tournaments and stuff. It was revered as the best Smash Bros. Mod out there. So, I mean, they definitely did some really strong work.
It would be really cool to see that team go forward and kind of make their own game from the ground up.
Yeah. I mean, if they're that good with Smash, I would totally buy in.
Yeah, imagine them using like a real engine
Yeah.
that's like not
Yeah,
some
yeah,
weird
exactly.
proprietary Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Good for them.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame that it's over, but that sounded like a fun project while it lasted.
It had been worked on
Thanks for
for
that.
years.
I
A long
mean-
time.
My final piece of news is PS4 Remote Play. Any idea what that is?
Is it being able to play your PS4 on a different device?
Sure,
Like the Vita?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's
Except
coming.
also-
It's coming to PC and Mac.
Boom. So you can play it on your computer.
That would be awesome.
That's perfect for me because I just brought my PlayStation 4, and right now I have it using up one of my monitors. So instead, I could just stream it to my computer and not have to plug it in.
Could you? Could
Yeah.
you on the school's Wi-Fi?
On
Oh, we have our
yeah,
own
because I
Wi-Fi.
have my
Cool.
own network in
That
the dorm.
fixes everything. Oh yeah. So that source of that was Shuhei Yoshida. I think he's the president
Oh, yeah.
of PlayStation.
That's the Sony
okay.
president.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I
Probably
apologize.
like Shuhei.
He tweeted, some people asked if we plan to provide remote play function to to PC, and yes, we are indeed working on an official application for PC and Mac.
How cool.
And they did a little little colon D face
Because he was happy
because
about
he
it.
was really happy.
Because he had a big grin
It
when he
grinned,
said
yeah.
it.
So
It's good news.
that's all I have for news. Unless you guys have anything to throw in, that concludes
Actually,
our news segment.
Before we move on to our next segment,
Yes.
quick reminder to everybody listening: this Friday at 6 o'clock in the ACC is the 24-hour Game Jam.
Now this is your first warning. We'll warn people again
Yeah.
later. Now we're gonna go into the game of the week
Yes.
right before we go into game design stuff, game club stuff.
There's no excuse not to go.
I know.
you
I know. We'll talk about it. Don't worry.
I'll track you down. It's like I said this earlier
Yeah.
about some people. I can smell your blood when I walk in the room.
I'll
I'll
find
know
you.
if you're not there too.
You will.
Jeremy, what's your game of the week?
My game of the week is Gauntlet, the new Gauntlet that was
Oh.
made a couple years ago. They actually just had a huge update a few months ago. It's now called Gauntlet Slayer Edition. The game came out, they were happy with it, but they weren't super happy with it, so they reworked a bunch of stuff. They released it again in a free update. This is it's kind of like a spiritual successor to the original Gauntlet games, like Gauntlet Dark Legacy. I played that a heck of a lot on the GameCube. I don't remember the name of the Gauntlet game on N64.
Gauntlet Legends.
Gauntlet Legends,
I
thank
was a
you.
fan.
Gauntlet, which is a local multiplayer, top-down, sort of like high fantasy dungeon crawler. Crazy amount of fun. I have so many fond memories of hours and hours and hours into that game with my brother and my friends as a kid. When it came out for PC, I was blown away. It's a great game. I wouldn't necessarily say that the new Gauntlet for, I believe, Xbox One, PS4, and PC is a heck of a lot like the old Gauntlet games. It's sort of its own top-down dungeon crawler thing.
Gotcha.
But it also has online and local multiplayer, structured very differently, but it's still a heck of a lot of fun. Great combat, looks fantastic. It feels super satisfying to destroy hordes of skeletons with your friends. I definitely
spooky.
recommend it. I played it a whole lot this Thanksgiving with my brother, and I had a blast.
Nice. Sounds fun.
It's very fun.
Maybe I'll give it a go. I don't know, man. Just kidding. Mustafa, what you got?
My game of the week is gonna be actually Super Mario Maker. I played that a lot while I was home, and the reason I'm giving it my vote is because of the community. I've been playing a lot of the levels, and there's been this really sort of consistent theme of what's called auto Mario levels, which I have a very love-hate relationship with, because it's a level where you never have to touch the controller once, and through objects and moving platforms and even sometimes musical elements, you'll be brought through the whole stage, and there'll be like fireworks and like a whole bunch of like really cool visual effects happening as you're moving through it. And it's super cool and really intricate, but at the same time, everyone's doing them. So, like, the game has the 100 Mario Challenge, where you get 100 lives to run through 8 levels just picked randomly from a pool of all the levels that have been uploaded.
Okay.
And on average, 4 to 6 of them you will not be playing because it'll be
Wow.
auto Mario levels.
That's a bummer.
Which
I
are
wonder
really
if there
cool,
should
but-
just be a way to have an in-game
Yeah.
filtering system. Because I know that
Um,
you can tag levels now,
Yeah, they're
right?
working on a portal website for you to better be able to filter out the types of levels that you want to play and find them
Gotcha.
online, which is pretty cool.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah.
I know Little Big Planet was essentially Mario Maker, but with sack people. And my favorite types of there would always be those levels like musical levels where you just sit and it plays you a song, which is awesome. And then there's the visual ones, but then there's the bomb survival ones were my favorite, where they would just drop bombs onto the ground next to you, and it would actually take out chunks of the ground.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
my
there are
brother
those.
made that in Super Mario Maker using those little the blocks with like the 2 lines. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're eyes, but they can be destroyed or something.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
made it with those, and it was very impressive. I played that a while ago. It's a great game.
Yeah, I love it.
Such a good game. So
Uh,
clever. It's definitely going to get a lot of people into game design, game development.
Yeah, totally. I really didn't know what my game of the week was going to be until right now.
That's good
So I
because
was thinking about what I played over break,
There you
and
go.
I was like, I guess Rocket League or Fallout, but I already did that. I discovered Hotline Miami this week, and oh my god, is that a game! It is a Twitch shooter where you run and you shoot and you die a lot,
Yeah.
and you start over, and it's very tactical. you got to bust down doors and wait for the right timing to enter a room and clear it. Lot of fun, that game. Plus the music is amazing, so even though you're playing the same level over and over and over again, you don't mind because the music is so good. And I played it for maybe half an hour and I was like, I love it. So, and then I had to leave my brother's house 'cause that's where I was playing it, so I gotta get that on Steam, and it looks like it's only like $2.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, so
Yeah.
it's dirt cheap.
But if anyone has a free copy, I'll take it. Okay, Game Design Club. Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and I'll
All right, I'm going to go ahead and continue. So anyways, this Friday at 6
The 4th.
o'clock, the 4th, at 6 o'clock in the ACC, we will be having our 24-hour game jam. That's the first game jam of this scholastic year. Definitely.
Scholastic.
I don't know if scholastic is the right word. Definitely come by. If you have an excuse, I don't care about what your excuse is. Come on down. Get a team. If you don't have a team, people can find teams and then re-register there. If not, we can do matchmaking to put people that came as singles together in teams to try to do the best that we can. Try to show up around 5 o'clock-ish if you are going to come, 5 o'clock, 5:30. We normally mingle and do a little bit of networking. We do not have a guest speaker. But then at 6 o'clock exactly, that's when our professors will come in. They give us the theme, and then you have your 24 hours to
I'm
break.
so excited already.
It's
I just really,
exciting.
I just really want to reiterate. It sounded like a joke. The blood smelling thing
No.
was not a.
He will smell
I
your
will
blood.
hunt you down.
He knows. So here's the thing about the game jam. Maybe you don't want to go because you're scared. That's understandable.
Yeah, I
Maybe
get that
you
freshman year.
don't want to get judged too heavily. You don't want to lose. You don't want people to think that you're bad. The thing though is that you have to be bad for a while to get good. And the best thing about this game jam is that we are not placing first, second, and third. We're going to be doing that for the 48-hour game jam. Instead, we are having superlatives. I can't say what those superlatives are right now. We're still voting on them. So there will be sort of rewards for doing certain things very well. There won't necessarily be a best game of the show, of the game jam.
Best in
However,
show.
so come on down,
Yeah.
have
Please.
a good time. It's always a blast. Every game jam.
I know finals are here.
but who cares?
No, this is actually more important. If you're in the game major and you want a job in the game industry,
Exactly.
this is more important than finals.
It's
Yep.
a quote from our professor. Everybody knows Neil Lorenza. Focus on the things that are important. Work really hard on them. And I believe the quote ends with, fuck everything else.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's because really that's what matters. If you want to get into games, it doesn't matter if you not doing super well in English 200 brought down your GPA a little bit, because game
cares?
developers don't care about your
I
GPA.
mean, at the end of the day, your 4.0 with no real
Exactly.
games experience is not going to do anything for you.
Developers don't care about how well you did in English 200 or how well you did on economics 2 whatever. They care about your portfolio and how well you can make video games.
Exactly.
So if you want to do well in the industry, if
But-
you want to follow your passion, come on down, come in the game jam, play some
But
games.
if
make
you
some-
want to be a writer, English 200, I would recommend passing.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. If you want to be a writer, whatever.
One of our assignments for Neil's class was watch a bunch of videos on this website called Critical Path, where they basically interviewed game developers in the industry and cut up their videos into very short snippets of gold nuggets of
Knowledge.
information. Yeah, and I was like, every time I watched one, I was like, oh yeah, I get that because I did a game jam. I understand what you're talking about because I've made a game from start to finish.
And
Yeah, it
here's-
was in 24 hours, but it's the exact same thing. It's just
Exactly.
condensed.
Here's the best part about a game jam, right? If you don't know what direction you're headed in the way of this industry, a game jam will either tell you how much you love making games, or it'll tell you that it's not for you. And I would say for those of you who are like freshmen and stuff, this is probably the best time to figure that out.
That's
Because
actually a great point.
2 years down the line, figuring out that this might not be something you actually want to do, that's going to suck. And there's no better way to find out how you feel about making games than trying to make one.
That's a really fantastic point from Mustafa.
We did it. We berated them enough. I think.
Yeah.
If they didn't
now we
get
can
it from
talk
that.
about what happened
Now
last
get
year.
excited.
That being said, I
it'll be
can't
fun.
go. I have an obligation on Friday.
I'll stab you.
Yeah, you will. Alright, so Game Design Club. We missed 2 weeks now,
We
thanks
did.
to Ed. No, that's not true. Thanks to the vacation. So, what was it? Yeah, Monday we had it. The Monday before Thanksgiving. So here are the notes from that. November 23rd, Game Design Club. We started with a discussion, and we talked about shovelware.
That was a very good discussion.
I learned so much, and it cleared up a lot of stuff for me. Shovelware is when companies buy the rights to like intellectual property and then dump it on a developer and like, quick, make a really bad game for this.
Yeah.
Games like Over the Hedge and Ratatouille, the game.
The one that will always
like
stand out
games
to me,
and
the one that will
stuff.
always stand out to me the most, Shark Boy and Lava Girl for the Nintendo
Yeah,
GameCube.
Please.
these crappy little. There was like a Shrek game
Yeah.
for the Game Boy.
Oh, was that like it was a fighting game,
yeah,
right?
these
I
like
remember
these
that.
crappy
That
little
was
games.
And
that
then
they
there
just
was-
so
shove out.
popular.
And then there
like,
was SpongeBob
5,
the
6, 7 years
game
ago.
based on the movie, which was surprisingly good,
Some of
despite
them,
being
some of them
shovelware.
are amazing,
Yeah.
but a lot of them sucked.
Those are normally the exception.
Yeah,
They're always really weird, and they always ended in the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
The movie,
exactly.
the game. Anyway, so that was a great discussion.
Or they
Really cool.
end in weird words like Battlefront.
No. Anyway, we talked about the game jam. Jeremy, you all right?
Sorry, I'm dying. Oh god, what else did we talk about?
We talked about the game jam and how the posters are up. Whether or not you've
Yes.
noticed, especially outside the game lab, there's 5 of the same poster.
There are plenty.
We talked about food. The popular items that won the vote, I think, were 2 of each thing. So we got wraps and subs, which is good because I voted for subs. Ham and turkey, which is good because I voted for turkey. Lettuce and onions, which is good because I voted for both. This is all just my opinion, by the way. And barbecue sauce and mayo, which is good because I voted for mayo.
And if you do like sandwiches, but you are not a meat eater, we will also have tuna salad as a vegetarian option.
Yes.
You have to be a vegetarian to have tuna.
Yeah, if you just want tuna, get out of here.
Get out.
Eat some
people
turkey or
can't have
ham.
that. All right. But yeah, make sure you sign up for the game jam. We keep tabs on these kind of things, so
Yeah,
If you haven't signed up now-
Also, I believe
what?
participating in Game Jam does give you points.
you get
Game
points.
Design Club.
You get
And
points.
points
for the
in life.
year-end
Yeah.
raffle, as well as PAX ticket drawings.
Yep. So if another reason to go, you get points for the club.
Speaking
And
of
if you don't know
PAX
about
tickets,
how PAX hype feels, then you weren't listening to our show where we cut you guys off so we could order our tickets.
Yeah, we did take a few minutes.
Speaking of PAX, they got them. They got 15 tickets between the club, between the 2 clubs. I think that's Gaming
Game Design
Club
Club and
and
Gaming,
Game
yeah.
Design Club. They also have a hotel within walking distance of the event. The
Very
expo.
exciting.
So
Radical.
So having a lot of points in the Game Design Club will net you a better chance of getting a free ticket to
yeah,
PAX.
I
if you
don't
did
know
not
when they're
buy them.
divvying that out, but I'm sure it's coming up in one of
Yeah.
the next club meetings, probably next semester. PAX booth, TAC still working on that, sending paperwork along. He said if we get it, 3 students are going to work it for the day, so that'd be kind of cool. A cool way to get to PAX, regardless.
Especially
of the ticket.
if you maybe didn't buy tickets and you weren't lucky enough to get them from the club.
Yeah.
Boom, there's another way to get. And
Yeah.
also, you're going to spend the whole day just talking to people. There's a good chance that you're going to meet people that aren't just consumers, but are also
Yeah.
in the industry.
Especially if
Maybe
you
pass
have
out some business
booth,
cards.
you have a booth badge, which
Yeah.
can get you all kinds of access.
Yeah,
But you got to
get
be
you
the
all
best
kinds
of
of
the best,
access.
probably.
Yeah.
So,
So that'll be something to look forward to if you're into that sort of thing.
Not for either of you.
no,
You're not the best of the best.
No. Are you kidding?
No, I don't like
No.
talking to strangers.
obviously you'd go. You'd be the one of
No.
all of us.
No. No.
Yeah, dude. you don't want to go. I mean, we already bought our tickets.
Yeah,
so
no,
it'd
I
be
want to go to
wasted.
panels and
It's
stuff.
too late.
And then there was a show and tell. Some kid showed some crappy dungeon generator, and then no, Jeremy
me.
showed his really awesome
Hey, thanks.
computer makes its own dungeon. Basically, was how that
That
was.
was like
that
a mom way to say something.
Yeah, basically
he
on
showed
his
off some of his
Xbox.
Nintendo Pikachu.
Yeah, I do it on my Nintendo.
No, why don't you give me one sentence explaining what you showed?
It is a system that randomly creates dungeons. I put up the source in the Slack, so you can download the whole project folder and do whatever you want with that.
Also, I don't remember the names, and I apologize, but 2 fellows showed their No Man's Land card game, which was very cool.
That was Dan Laracy. And who else helped Dan with that? I don't remember. It was a while
Was that
ago.
a guy in our animation class?
I
wanna
think he
say
was.
Cam or
I think
not Nick.
Cam. Sorry, whoever
Sorry,
it was.
buddy.
It was a couple weeks ago, so I don't remember your
I'll
face.
get your name next time. And then Dale talked about. Oh, he showed more Pong Soul stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then he
he made a
showed
new
his
boss for
logo
Pong.
that he's been working
Oh
on.
yeah,
right?
we gave him
Yep,
some
we
feedback
gave
on
him
his,
some good
on his
feedback there.
logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime that you like are working on something and you want some feedback from people in the club, bring it in.
Please do. You get points for it.
Or
Yeah.
put it on the
Should
site
get you free stuff.
or the Facebook page.
Yeah, you can
or
also
the
put it on
Slack.
the Facebook page or the Slack. Those aren't the best. You can usually get feedback, but sometimes it's not as good. If you
Yeah.
bring it to the club, that's like 30 people that'll give you fantastic
Or
feedback.
just stop someone when you see them and say, "Look at this."
Yeah, grab their shoulders.
I think I'm going to show one of my animations next time.
That would be
Next week.
really cool.
This Monday, that was the November 30th. Bacon Man took over the game design club.
Yep, we
that
did
was
not have club.
That was a really cool time. Starting from 5, it went from 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
There was pizza and Neil Lorenza, Nick Moss. No, what's oh jeez,
Ben Sequonis?
Ben Coinus
And
And
then
Ryan
Ryan.
Smith.
Ryan Smith, thank you, brought in Bacon Man and set it up, and everyone was playing it and finding bugs.
Yep.
And
It's a
boy
lot of
howdy
fun.
with that bugs.
We
But it
can't
was
talk
awesome.
about those because
Because we're under non-disclosure. That's I
Oh,
didn't sign
were they?
anything.
I didn't
No.
sign anything.
Can we not talk about them?
I mean, I would say we shouldn't.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't sign
I mean, it's a
jack.
game in early development, not going to be out till March times, I think. So they
Yeah,
got bugs
I mean,
and
the-
they're going to fix them. But
In
damn,
the
is
most
it fun!
vague way possible. It is so much fun. The controls
so
are great, and there's a lot of movement, and I love
Yeah.
Like Neil said, it's momentum based. So you just got to keep moving.
Yep.
You hesitate, you die, and it's hard, and you got to
I
figure
mean,
it out.
Neil told me the name of the pizza place, so I'm gonna give that a plug real quick.
Go for it.
Pizzalicious in Manchester.
So
Some of the
good.
best food
Yeah,
I've eaten.
that was really tasty pizza.
Did they deliver to campus?
I don't know.
Oh,
That
they
ain't my
better.
job.
Anyway,
No, that would actually be really cool if because now that that's happened, if you're like a small team or something on campus and you want some feedback through the club, if you ask nicely, I'm sure they could set up a playtesting time for you. You can just get a bunch of people to test your game.
yeah. I think most people in the game major received an email talking about who they picked as the lead artist for the SNU game.
Yes.
Congratulations to Jamie Emerson.
Congrats to her.
She got that position.
She is so talented.
So she'll be leading the art team, which is exciting, and I hope to be a part of it. I have also applied for the lead position.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I didn't get it, if I got it, I would have taken it and would have been very happy. But it's also kind of a relief.
but now that you didn't
And
get
now-
it, you're
yeah,
also
now I
happy.
Didn't get it, so I can work for an art team.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if I get that position.
I
too.
believe the lead programmer is Pat Ryan because it's a
Right.
combination of SNU alum and current students. If you did not read the email, go ahead and read it. Here's the synopsis. Congrats to Jamie Emerson, and the rest of the people, like the rest of the art and programming team, will be decided in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
So they'll let other people know who applied for that.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Good luck to everyone. Last thing I have is yesterday we went to IGDA New Hampshire.
Yay!
That was
At
really
a different
fun.
spot.
Different spot, different overall feel.
Yeah.
It
But
was
still pizza.
still
Yeah.
Shout
pizza
out to
again. I had pizza-
Alpha Loft in Manchester,
Alpha
incubating
Loft, yeah.
space that hosted the event.
That was
really
a cool
spot.
little place. It's kind of like Game Assembly across the street from Game Assembly, but it was
for just tech in general.
yeah
not video games.
entrepreneurs and that. So yeah, it was really fun. Lots of people to meet, and there was no talk, so there were no chairs to get in the way, which I was so grateful for, because usually at that other place it's just lines of chairs that you got to kind of walk around, which is annoying. But this time it was just an open space, open dance floor for everybody to just meet and mingle, and it went very well. Lots of people had lots of good things to say. Friendly environment. They also did a little announcement thing. You talked about the SNU game, SNU game jam, sorry,
Yep.
and someone from Daniel Webster College came, said they were hiring.
Yeah,
So,
adjuncts.
Good place to get a
So
little
also,
job.
heads up, apparently adjuncts, or adjuncting, if that's the verb,
Sure.
is a pretty viable post-college profession. Most places
I wouldn't
will...
say profession, but
well, no,
certainly
not,
a job.
not profession, but yeah,
Yeah.
a job for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because this is the second IGDA New Hampshire meeting I've been to where someone's been like, hey, we're looking for adjuncts.
Yeah.
Talk to me if you want to
Now's
work
the time
here.
to get into an adjunct position for a place. So
Keep in mind, most places do require that you have at least a bachelor's, so you must graduate first.
yeah, and if you want to do like adjunct for programming, I think you need a master's.
If you
Or
want to do for computer science.
Computer science, yeah.
Yeah.
There was something that needed a master's degree. Yeah, that was a good time. Anyone else have anything to say? I'm out of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's been a good couple weeks.
Yeah. Do you have a good
I did a lot
Thanksgiving?
of stuff.
Do you,
I
do
had-
you eat fish?
What? What? This is a game show.
You're
Why
right,
do they-
you're right.
Why do they
Outta
care
here
about?
What am I
with
talking
that.
Are you
about?
kidding me?
Amateur.
I'm so
I did
sorry.
have a good Thanksgiving though. Since your prime.
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like your family.
No, the food was great.
Didn't let you in.
I cooked
Nice.
some. I made some food. My folks made some food. It was a real sort of a potlucking situation, I guess you could
That's
say.
the best way to do
It's
it.
pretty awesome.
Yeah. Jeremy, your Thanksgiving?
Fantastic Thanksgiving. I
Yeah.
had several Thanksgivings. They were all delicious.
Lucky. Yeah. I was totally taken care of the entire vacation because I got to my uncle's house. They were like, "Hey, chill out. We'll do everything for you." I did offer to help. Don't think that I didn't. And then
Free
after
water.
Thanksgiving, it was essentially my birthday for the next 3 or 4 days. So I
That's
was like, "Nah,
very
James, you're in
exciting.
college. You don't have to worry." Just, I'm sorry, myself. Give me such a bad look. I was spoiled.
No,
To be
that's
sure,
good.
and I know
Spoiled
it.
for your break.
That's
for
the thing
you,
that
man.
separates me from the bad people. Is I know I was spoiled. I didn't take it for granted.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything my family did. Thanks, guys.
That was nice of them.
Thanks,
Shout out to
James's
Thank
family.
you, James.
That little
Like they
kissy.
helped us.
Oh, my voice is going. It's time to end the show. Mustafa,
Oh,
close
I
us
got
out.
it.
Do your
Don't you
thing.
worry. All right, so Friday, right? Pretty big opportunity. We got the we got the game jam coming up, and through that, that's a good time to do a little bit of self-searching, some exploration, maybe about where you want to go in the industry and how that reflects on you as a person. Your decisions, your abilities. All I know is that every single one of you deserves to be here. So you go out there, you give it your best shot, and you win. Not out there where people can see you and cheer, but in here where it counts. I'm pointing to my chest right now. Okay, so y'all have yourselves a good week, okay?
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
And we will be back next week post game jam, so we'll have a lot to talk about then.
Heck of a lot to talk
Unless it
about.
goes
That'll be
bad,
the-
in which case we'll be very stoic.
Well, at least
Yeah.
case we can talk about everyone else's.
Unless
so
it
that'll
goes
be the
so
post-game
bad
jam
that we have to
special.
cancel the show,
Yeah.
That would be awful.
but it won't. We'll have a great time.
Yep.
See you there.
Peace.